Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IAS Academy. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your village, your home is being fenced off by your own government. That the land your ancestors lived on for centuries is suddenly no longer yours. Ji haan, that your right to move freely across the borders where your culture and family lives is erased overnight. This is not a fiction. This is Manipur. This is the Indo-Myanmar border. And this is a story of a people rising up peacefully but powerfully against what they call the erasure of identity and heritage. So welcome to today's video where we take you to the heart of one of the most urgent, emotional and underreported civil movements in South Asia, which led not by politicians but by students. Ji haan. So as you can see here, the headlines in the news: ANSAM declares 48-hour office picketing in protest against border fencing and scrapping of free movement regime. UNC endorsed this move. Another headline in the newspaper: Manipur TKS CNPO endorses ANSAM's 48-hour office picketing protest call across Naga Hill districts. Ji haan. So now the most important thing here is, why is All Naga Student Association launching a 48-hour total office shutdown? And what is the free movement regime and why does its scrapping matter not just to Nagas but possibly to the future borderlands across Asia? So stay with me because this story is about land, power and people. And also it talks about resistance, and it is one of the world needs to hear. So what is happening here? What is the context of the news? So we need to understand that what is the context of the news here. So let me tell you that recently what is happening, there is one student association which is called as ANSAM. Ji haan, All Naga Student Association, Manipur. So let me show you. ANSAM, that is All Naga Student Association of Manipur. Now this association has declared a 48-hour office picketing, which is a form of peaceful protest in Naga-inhabited hill districts of Manipur. As you can see here, the map of Manipur. So here near this region, so Naga-inhabited areas, which is close to Nagaland also. Okay, so अब ये कब आई ये डेट? 2nd of June, that is today 2025, and the location is Naga Hill districts in Manipur region. Now another important thing here, why are they protesting? Why ANSAM is protesting? They are protesting against the border fencing. So why is ANSAM protesting? So first thing is they are against border fencing. जी हाँ, अब बॉर्डर फेंसिंग का जो डिसीजन लिया गवर्नमेंट ने, ये उनके खिलाफ. So Indian government is building a fence along the traditional Naga lands. That is why ANSAM call this as forceful and aggressive. They are against this move. That is why what ANSAM wants, they want that this free movement regime, they want that free movement regime again, it should be reopened, and they are against the decision of government of India that is ending free movement regime. Now पहले क्या था? Earlier Nagas could cross the borders freely. As you can see here, earlier Nagas could cross the borders freely up to 16 kilometer in Myanmar. जी हाँ, up to 16 kilometer in Myanmar under the free movement regime, that is FMR, under free movement regime without any visa. Okay, but this thing was cancelled on 8th of February 2024. So last year on 8th of February this thing was cancelled. Now what is the demand of ANSAM? So ANSAM wants the free movement regime to be restored. This thing should be restored. So what is ANSAM saying? तो अब इनका क्या कहना है? Now what are they saying? They are saying that this fencing project is undemocratic as well as repressive. It is causing a humanitarian crisis as well as threatening Naga ancestral lands. That is why they want that government of India to return to the peace talks on the Indo-Naga issue also. Apart from this, they have also issued a warning that any contractor or transporter or agency helping the fencing project is warned to stop immediately. So, both government of India as well as government of Manipur will be held responsible if anything bad happens due to this conflict. कि हम जिम्मेदार नहीं होंगे, हम आपको वार्न कर रहे हैं कि आप ये फेंसिंग ना करें, और अगर कुछ होता है तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ मणिपुर विल बी हेल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिकॉज इफ एनीथिंग हैपेंस ड्यू टू दिस conflict. Now, what are the key meetings behind this decision? So let me tell you, on 12th May 2025, जी हाँ, on 12th May 2025, ANSAM President Council meeting was taken place where this decision was taken that we are going to protest, we are going to request to the government that stop this fencing. Now, when this decision was reaffirmed, so let me tell you, on 26th of May 2025, on 26th May 2025, ANSAM office bearers meeting took place where this decision was reaffirmed. Now, who is supporting ANSAM? Who is supporting this student council? So, the most important organization is UNC. What is UNC? United Naga Council. UNC is supporting this issue. Now, what is this UNC? This is the main Naga body in Manipur. UNC क्या है? This is the main Naga body where in Manipur region. In Manipur. Okay? Main Naga body in Manipur. Now, they strongly support ANSAM and they calling the border imaginary, and they are also opposing the free movement regime, and that is why they want that this free movement regime should be scrapped. This free movement पे जो ban लगाया गया government के द्वारा, that should be scrapped. That is why they call that the borders are imaginary and they opposing the free movement regime, and scrapping should be there. Now, it is based on presidential council meeting which happened on 26th March 2025, then council assembly resolution number 2 which passed on 30th May 2025. Okay, now this organization UNC, they are also urging the district apex bodies as well as tribe Ho president to fully support this protest. Second कौन सी body है? Second body is TKS, Tangkul Katmanau Saklong. As you can see here, Tangkul Katmanau Saklong. Now, this is the student body of Tangkul Nagas. Okay, this is the student body of Tangkul Nagas. Now, this organization also called government policies as arbitrary in nature as well as insensitive. Now, they also want that fencing hurts the local autonomy as well as Naga identity. Now, another organization which is supporting ANSAM is CNPO. CNPO. Now, what is CNPO? Chandel Naga People's Organization. Chandel Naga People's Organization. This is a Naga body from Chandel district. Now, they are also fully supporting the 48-hour picketing. ये भी 48-hour picketing को पूरी तरीके से support कर रहे हैं. And they also reminded that they had held a public rally and they also submitted a memorandum to the Manipur governor on 12th February 2025. Now, what are the key demands of CNPO? इनकी डिमांड्स क्या है? पहली डिमांड इनकी ये है, stop the border fencing immediately. Second, they want that free movement regime should be restored. Third demand ये है, punish any group if they are helping the fencing work and protect the Naga ancestral lands as well as right. तो ओवरऑल अभी हमने क्या देखा, that Nagas in Manipur, they are unitedly protesting the Indo-Myanmar border fencing issue as well as scrapping of this free movement regime. Now, why? Because they believe that these actions threaten their ancestral lands, their identity as well as future. That is why the protest on 2nd June to 4th of June, that means today, from 2nd to 4th of June 2025 is meant to be peaceful, but this protest is powerful. So in this, ANSAM, UNC, CNPO, TKS, all are participating and they are asking public to join. Now, अब इसका impact क्या हो सकता है? This 48 hours office picketing protest led by the ANSAM and backed by several major Naga bodies, it can have several significant impacts. There can be political, social, administrative impact, especially in a sensitive state like Manipur and a tense region like Indo-Myanmar border area. Now, what can be the possible impacts here? First thing is administrative disruption. जी हाँ. Now, administrative disruption in Naga Hill districts. Now, why administrative disruption? Because offices will shut down for 48 hours in all the Naga inhabited hill district like Ukhrul, है ना, Senapati, Chandel, Tamenglong, all these districts. And government work will like revenue services, district administration, as well as development work. These work will be temporarily paralyzed. So it could also delay important files as well as public services, or you can say developmental project in this region. Now, there are huge possibility that there may be escalation of ethnic tensions. So now escalation of ethnic tension. अब ये जो issue है ethnic tensions का, so let me tell you, this issue could widen the gap between Naga groups as well as Meeti dominated state government, especially as the Meeti, है ना, Meeti has generally supported the border fencing. Meeti group, Meeti government जो है मणिपुर की, they have supported this fencing order. Now, this could also further strain the relations between the tribal communities as well as the Manipur state or even central authorities. Now, this might also provoke the counter mobilization, or you can say counter statements from the non-Naga groups, which is going to escalate the tension in this area. Now, this has created a pressure on Government of India. Another impact. Pressure on Government of India. Now let's try to understand. Now this protest adds to the national as well as international attention on the Indo-Naga issue as well as border policies. Now, if this movement gains momentum, it may force New Delhi to clarify its policy or even reconsider aspects of the fencing or free movement regime rollback. It could also affect the ongoing Indo-Naga peace process, especially with the groups like NSC and IM who are watching closely this thing. Then there can be security concerns. अब security impact कैसे हो सकते हैं? Now, how security concerns will be there? So let me tell you. The project could lead to the blockades, it led to the confrontations or disruptions if security forces try to intervene. That is why the warning issued to the contractors, transporters who are involved in fencing work, and they also hint at the risk of sabotage or clashes. So government क्या कर सकती है? Government will likely to increase the deployment in the border areas as well as Naga district to prevent this escalation. Another impact could be reinforcement of Naga identity. और नागा पॉलिटिकल यूनिटी। अब कैसे ये रीइंफोर्स करेगा नागा पॉलिटिकल यूनिटी को? नाउ द जॉइंट एक्शन बाय द ANSAM, UNC, CNPO, TKS, now this signals that this rare unity among the Naga civil society groups. This could strengthen the Naga political movement as well as it will give them more bargaining power in talks with the Indian government. Now, it also sends a message that youth, students, elders all are united on the core issues like ancestral lands, cultural identity as well as border demarcation. Another impact could be impact on India, Myanmar. Now, India, Myanmar or India, Myanmar border relations. अब ये कैसे? India may face difficulties in handling its border diplomacy with Myanmar, especially if ethnic tribes on both the sides who are culturally linked, है ना? So they resist the fencing. Now that is why the loss of free movement regime, it makes the life harder for the local people or the local villagers whose social, economic as well as family ties straddle the border. Then, so as you can see here, this border issue. That is why these people wanted FMR, free movement regime. Okay. Then what can be the long-term political mobilization? Now, long-term political mobilization. So let me tell you that the picketing could be the starting point for the larger agitations like public rallies, economic blockades, or call for autonomy. And if this is ignored, this sentiment might be used by the insurgent groups or pressure groups to revive the militant narratives. So overall, these can be the possible impacts in this region. So in a world where borders are hardening and the nations are growing more suspicious of their neighbors, what happens to the people who live in the margins between the cultures across the lines that were never there to draw? So this 48 hours office picketing across the Naga Hill district is not just about fence. It is about a fight for dignity. It is a protest against the invisible erasure. And also, most of all, it is a call to be seen and heard by the government that many feel has forgotten them. As ANSAM, UNC, CNPO, or TKS, they rise together in defiance that the world should take note. This is not just a regional protest, it is a lesson in what happens when state power collides with indigenous identity. So if you found this video meaningful, so do not just scroll away, share it. Let the voices of the hills echo across the valleys, cities, as well as continents. Because when land is taken and silence is forced, resistance becomes our responsibility. So subscribe Legacy IAS Academy for more powerful untold stories and comment below that do borders makes us safer or do they break us apart? So until next time, keep learning, keep questioning and keep watching. Thank you so much.